Thank you very much for inviting us here. I'm the CEO of the company, Clinical Laser Thermia Systems, CLS I prefer to say because it's easier. So we are a company that is now listed on the stock market in Sweden, in Nasdaq First North. And the start of the company was that we have a research from the Lund University. And that was the fact, that was the fact that we are based on a study that we said from the Lund University, that is IMILT, which is a method that is a treatment of a solid cancer tumor with a laser. I will get back to that about how we do it. The system itself is Stromberg, and what we have done now is we added something to our IMILT system by using our equipment, by generating a thermal therapy solution, using the image-guided situation to be able to generate a better situation for that. The system itself is based on a laser unit that also has combined with a fiber, and we have two types of fibers. One is a diffuser fiber and the other one is a radial fiber. Depending on how big the tumor is, we need a certain level of treatment. One is the level that we can use when we have the diffuser, and a little smaller lesion we can have when we have the radial fiber. Concerning the situation today, we can say that our products and application look like this. The main part of our situation is that we use, as I said, IMILT as a base. On the top of that, we have now added the possibility with the agreement we have in France with image-guided therapy. And also, not too long ago, we made an agreement with Siemens for the possibilities working together to generate the possibility of treatment using the MR. The second part that we also have now as an agreement is with an American company called MRI, specialized in neuro and spine. And that's an area where we're also combining our system with their system, which is a stereotactic system. And the reason for this joint ventures and work and agreements are that we will offer to the market a package for the doctors to have a workflow that is much easier today than it was yesterday. On top of that, not everyone is using MR as guidance. Most of those doctors are using ultrasound. And for that, we have also then made an agreement with Exact Imaging, which is one of the very good ultrasound companies using micro-ultrasound, which gives a much better view in imaging than a normal ultrasound. So the area of the applications today is in IMILT, the treatment. We use pancreatic cancer and we treat malignant melanoma. When it comes to image-guided thermotherapy, that is in area of prostate cancer, neuro and spine. And those are the areas that we work in at the moment. So what I said before is that we are now trying to generate a package for the doctor to be able to work very effectively. By using MR guidance, as we said in Siemens in this case, by combining with stereotaxy, which is another possibility, and use our equipment when it comes to generating the energy. It means that we have a targeting process, we find the tumor, we navigate to put the fibers in the right position, we generate the energy, and we make the ablation. We have seen that we have a good possibility of reducing the side effects and also have a very short, much shorter time to recovery. And as I said before, the development together with Exact Imaging is a very interesting one. They were previously working very much with biopsies, just taking biopsies to analyze the tumor itself. Now we have a possibility to combine this in the situation where we have the the image side, let's say, from Exact Imaging, and our side for treatment. Means also that you can, in the same way, treat the patient directly after the biopsy. When you come back to the situation in IMILT, this is a treatment method that we have been working with for a long time. It has been making the research in Lund University throughout the years, and we can say what we do is that we put the fiber into the tumor, we heat it to 46 degrees during 30 minutes, and meanwhile the tumor is dying during, let's say, 2 to 4 weeks, it will generate an antigen that trigger the immune defense, and that then give the CD8 and T cells that goes into the blood, find the metastasis and kill them. That's a principle of what we are doing today. And as a proof of that, we have done now a study together with Horizon 2020 where we got 2.1 million euros. This study is finished in November 2018. And the result of that is that not a significant amount of patients, but still, the 7 patients that we made in pancreatic cancer shows today a survival of 17 months. Which shall be compared to the normal situation of around 6 to 9 months. So we can see that we have a very good survival rate, which is very positive for us. And we have also a safe and controlled procedure where we have no side effects that we have seen until today. The clinical studies were performed in Marseille when it comes to pancreatic cancer and Porto. And just coincidentally, we have a patient in Porto that has been living for now more than 3 years, and that is very positive for us. We have also made breast cancer in Nottingham, a few patients there. And we are ongoing on a study that will be very interesting, and that is with the malignant melanoma in Karolinska in Stockholm, where we are combining our method with a standard method that they have, namely PD-1. And this combination, we believe, and they believe also, will be a very interesting one. Also here again, we see that the study shows a very safe and usable method. If we go to the other part of what we are doing, image-guided thermoablation, we use the same technique, the same equipment, but we use it in another way. We are using a much higher temperature and a much shorter time, 3 to 5 minutes. And the only goal with this treatment is to get rid of the tumor, is to kill it immediately. And in this case, we have a clinic in UTMB, University of Texas, medical branch, and that clinic is now using our method as a standard method. So that is very positive in this situation for us. Also, when it comes to FLA, we have some studies going on, especially now in Canada. In Toronto General Hospital, we have a study of 25 patients, and we have made 13 patients. And this is very good because it has not taken that long time, but we have felt in another studies. They are very quick and they want to generate a good result. And the reason for the treatment is, of course, to give us information to be able to get better possibilities to sell both in US and Canada. And it's not only by Toronto General Hospital, but also in Desert Medical Imaging in USA that we are working with this area. And the area is interesting out of many reasons, as I said, with UTMB and the clinics that we are now working with. If we look at the market and the commercialization, we are now in the market, and we are on our way to start our sales, especially in USA and also, of course, in Europe. When it comes to the market, initial market, IMILT, as I said, the immune area, has a market initially of 1,200 million euros. And the indications that we have is skin, malignant melanoma, it's pancreatic cancer, it's liver, kidney, lung, and breast. And our sales organization that is working with that is our company in Sweden and, of course, also the company in Germany. And these are also developing the situation in USA. When it comes to establishing our image-guided laser ablation, which is a shorter one and quicker one, we are now working together, as I said before, with MRI in USA to treat neuro and spine. But we are also, together with MRI, having a possibility to, the agreement we made with them, to use around 20 of their salespersons in USA to market our situation when it comes to both prostate and IMILT. So this is an important step for us. And when it comes to the indications in USA, we are mostly focusing on prostate in the beginning now, and neuro and spine, which are areas that is very interesting for us. And as I said, the MRI salespersons are now marketing our equipment in USA, and they are around 20 people, so that will be very good for us. Our development during 2019 and 2020 is that we will have a sales organization established in USA and Europe. We have already established that in USA, and we are proud of that, to be able to have, as I said, around 20 people on the ground. And now we are starting also in Europe, because we can say that in case of the FLA, that is not that big in Europe as it is in USA and Canada. So that's a reason why we are focusing on that area. And as we are also doing to develop our technique, is that we have an agreement, as I said, with a French company to develop a software product that we can offer the full range when it comes to MR guidance. And that it will be hopefully ready in the middle of this year. So that is also an area where we can develop it. It's the third part of this is also that the fusion imaging, as I mentioned before, is a combination where you have the biopsy today, but you combine it with a thermal treatment, which then gives the doctors a full range and a package that he wants to have. Also with a flow in the clinic that is very good for him and for the patients. And then, as I said, also in MRI, they are not only selling our product, but they also have their own product as a stereotaxy product for neuro and spine. And also there, we are developing this together with them to see to that we have not only the navigation, but also the treatment in this area. And to continue then development is to say that the result we have had with IMILT and the studies we have made during or together with Horizon shows that there's a great interest, and it shows very good results, especially on the survival rate of the patients. So that is the next step we want to do. We want to see how can we really prove with a bigger amount of patients that this is really good. And we have proven that in other areas, in preclinical studies, where we see the abscopal effect of what we are doing. And as abscopal effect gives a possibility to also claim that we have an area where we have an immune defense by this treatment. So it's very positive. And then the question, of course, is why are we here? Well, we are here because we are listed on the stock market, as I said before, in Sweden. But we have a lot of small investors, and we would very much like to see that we have been able to get some bigger investors, and that's the reason why we are here. We have not a special request on how many money we need, but we have a request of seeing that those funds and institutional investors will be interested in what we are doing, since we are very close and we are in the market already. Thank you.